Yo, how's it going everybody? It's me, Arctic. Today's video we're going to be talking about Shenhe and how she's actually going to be a pretty viable DPS character. Now, I've seen a lot of people going crazy about how her actual normal attack multipliers got reduced. It got changed from 97% down to 85% on these first hits. The charge attack multiplier actually didn't get changed, but what actually happened is that now the Icy Quills are going to do 82% damage instead of 76, so that's quite a big buff. What I've actually done is made a spreadsheet calculation basically of all this damage. Now this has pretty much taken me all day to do, but I think I've gotten it right now, thanks to several peer reviewings, thanks to Reddit. But this is going to be based off of my Shenhe build, which is going to consist of a 912 base attack because I am using Staff of Homa, and then I have 136 attack percent, so that's going to give me a total of 2,633 attack. Okay, so in terms of the process that I use to actually calculate the amount of damage that I'm actually going to get in game, this is my Shenhe DPS build versus the pyro Regisvine when he's actually stunned, so that basically gives him like a normal amount of elemental resistance. For my Icy Quills, I am getting 2,159, so that's going to be factored into there. For my crit damage, I am getting 232%, because that's how much crit damage I actually have, and so we multiply by 3.32. And then for cryo damage, I have 62%, so that's going to be 1.62. Now, if I actually do consider Kazuha buff in this, all I have to do is change it from a 1.62 multiplier to a 1.92 multiplier, which is how much damage I'm actually getting from my Kazuha. And then I also factored in a 0.5 multiplier for enemies' defense, and then we also have a 0.9 multiplier for that 10% elemental resistance for the stunned pyro Regisvine. The first thing I started off with when I started calculating this build is I basically started off with the press skill and the hold skill. 0.6k attack is going to be multiplied by 250% at the talent level 10 E skill. So that's going to give us a base of 6,582, and then we add the Icy Quill to that, so that's going to be 8,741. And then we multiply that by 3.32 to get the amount of crit damage we're going to get, so that's like 29,000. And then we multiply that by cryo damage, so that's going to be 47,000. And then we're going to activate that defense on there, so that's going to be 23,000. And then with that extra elemental resistance, that's going to put it down to 21,000. And so that's going to be 21,000 with it consuming an Icy Quill stack, and now without it consuming an Icy Quill stack, that's going to be 15,000. And that's pretty much how I calculate the damage for pretty much all of these. Now for the hold skill damage, that's going to be 26,826, so a pretty substantial amount right there, not too much more than the press skill. Also got 21,000 at the without quill. For normal attacks, it's looking like with quills we're going to be dealing 10,000 per normal attack up until we get to here, which the last final hit's going to do 13,000, and then that's going to give us a total DPS of 63,000 if we do a full auto attack string with full Icy Quill stacks. And now a full DPS string without Icy Quill stacks, it's going to basically halve the amount of damage that I'm getting on all of these, and so that's going to give me 32,000. Charge attack damage, we're going to be getting 19,000 damage on our charge attack with Icy Quill, and without Icy Quill we're going to be getting 13,889 damage. So a little bit different. It's actually kind of noticeable actually on the charge attack with how much more damage you're getting from the Icy Quill. It's kind of interesting. Ult damage, now this doesn't actually factor in her actually standing in her ult or any of the E skill passive boost. So anyway, that's going to be 16,000 with an Icy Quill stack, and then the damage over time is going to be 9,000 per tick with Icy Quill stacks. And then without Icy Quill stacks, it's 11,000 and 3,000 per tick. So it's very, very noticeable in terms of that damage over time if you are using your Icy Quill stacks for her as a sub DPS. So that's honestly kind of interesting. Last but not least, there's auto attack combos that we're actually going to be focusing on, and these are going to be like for specifically using her as a main DPS. And so that's basically going to be a charge attack and then auto attack 1. And so that's going to total out to 29,000 damage right there. And then without a quill, that's going to be 19,000 damage right there. And that is actually 65% of the Icy Quill damage. So that's adding like a whole nother like 35% damage just for having an Icy Quill. So a pretty good amount of damage in DPS actual buff. And then the second auto attack combo is by using the amount of icy cools that you get off of the press E, so you're going to get 5 icy cools off of this. And so what I would recommend doing is doing a charge attack, and then your first 3 auto attacks, and then another charge attack. And that's going to get you 71,000 damage right there, and 44,000 without a quill. And then if you do the hold E skill, you're going to be getting 7 icy cools, and so the auto attack chain you're going to do for that is going to be a charge attack, and then your auto attack 1 through 4. Now the 4th hit of the auto attack is actually split into 2, so it's going to consume 2 icy cool stacks, and then you're going to finish that up with a charge attack. 88,000 damage on there and 51,000 without. Something to actually keep in mind is that if you are actually hitting multiple opponents, you're going to consume these icy cool stacks a lot faster. If you are fighting multiple opponents, you're not necessarily going to be able to complete this full auto attack string unless you have Constellation 1 and can actually use both of these and get multiple amounts of stacks and actually be able to effectively increase the amount of damage you're actually going to be able to do. So room here to include some of the more damage multipliers that we're going to get basically from Shenhe's passive skills and also her ult damage, and kind of similarly see how much damage we're going to be getting with a Shenhe if we use her in specific circumstances. For me, let me know if I made any mistakes in this, and if you guys are actually pretty excited about main DPS Shenhe, if that's actually what you're going to be using as well. Honestly, the numbers look pretty decent right now, and honestly better than my Rosaria pretty much at the moment, and so I'm actually going to be pretty excited. Once again, this is at talent level 10, so definitely very high investment. Maybe how she's going to perform at lower talent levels. But anyway, I just want to leave you guys with some gameplay of my actual Shenhe team comp and just how good it is even without Shenhe actually buffing it even further.